Hey everybody, this is Sage Valentine, aka Etherblade, and this is my review of 24 Live Another Day, aka Season 9 of 24, Episode 3, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. I do apologize for my previous review. Somehow it messed up on my phone, but this one will be the proper time. I do seriously apologize because I watched it and I said, how the hell did that happen? Sorry guys. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. And the award for the dumbest move in one episode goes to Adrian Cross. If you think you're going to breathe after what you did to Jack Bauer, you are sadly mistaken. And I am so waiting for Jack to just kick his behind all over, everywhere, and just, this episode ended entirely too fast, like everyone on Twitter said, and yeah. Alright, Jack and Chloe, this basically ends where it left off. Jack and Chloe make it to the bar where Yates and his girlfriend Simone were. And to make a long story short, Jack goes into the bar, finds Yates dead, sees the alcohol that he was drinking, his coat, finds Simone's wig, basically trails Simone into the subway, and she's headed north, or the tube as they call it. She's headed north. Kate tries to get these drug guys, including the dude who was on the bridge in my previous review. She's trying to get them to talk, and she notices a ligature mark, a really deep one, on one of the men, and she's basically like, listen, I will get you help if you tell me who Jack Bauer was after. And they basically mention Yates. And Moreau calls up Eric Ritter, and basically tells him, listen, I know about the fight. The cops are coming. You guys got to get out of there. And Ritter basically mentions Kate. And Moreau's like, listen, Lord Navarro is basically like, listen, no matter what happens, this is on you because Kate is not supposed to be here. So this is on you. So if everything goes bad, it's your butt. So, the head guy, who's the dude shooting on the bridge, knows they're not police. Ritter basically makes Kate cut everybody loose, and Kate's not about to do that. She lets everyone loose but the head guy, who I think she calls him Bashir. I could be wrong about his name. So, like I said, Kate knocks this dude out. She refuses to leave him. Jack is rushing through the train to get to the next stop. Chloe's following in the car, like, above ground. So Jack basically makes it on the train in the proper car. He sees Simone. Simone has this big idea to cut her leg, because she basically sees the back of his head, so she cuts her leg, puts the blood on her face. Soon as the car stops, she's like, he's trying to attack me. And of course, all these people come rushing over to Jack. This chick gets away. She escapes in this underground thing, and she's gone. And Chloe's supposed to be outside because she's waiting for Jack at the stop outside of the train station. Chloe sees this little kid and this man, and she gets distracted. So I'm thinking she's thinking of her son, Prescott, and she's distracted. Meanwhile, Simone makes it into the car. She bails. Jack is all upset until Chloe finally tells him that, listen, Prescott and Morris, so those 24 fans, you guys know what I'm talking about. For those who don't, Morris played an integral role in the previous few seasons. I think it was 3. Was it 3 seasons? 2, 3, or 4 seasons. And he and Chloe got married. They had a baby, Prescott. And basically, Morris was taking Prescott to a soccer game and got rear-ended by a truck and got killed. And the person who was supposed to be the witness only said they saw the truck. That was it. And it was supposed to be Chloe, because Chloe usually took him to soccer games, but she had to work late. So, there were people after her because she is like the only one left who knows what happened to Jack and everything, and people are trying to kill her, which explains why the whole girl with the dragon tattoo thing she has going on in the torture scene in the first few episodes of this season. So Jack basically begs her, and he says, without you, innocents are going to die. I know you can't bring the dead back. He's like, but I need your help. And he hugs her, and it's a sad scene. So now, basically what Jack said last episode, he doesn't have any friends. Chloe's his friend. So Ron comes in, and he's talking to Mark Boudreaux, Audrey's husband and Heller's chief of staff. So basically he tells him, listen, he was like, I found this protocol, but Heller has to sign it, and we got to get him to sign it to give over Jack Bauer to the Russians. Well, as they're talking, here comes Audrey in, and she's like, oh, what are you talking about? And then everybody scatters for the most part. Well, Ron scatters out the room, and Mark starts talking something about her father and what her father did and blah, blah, blah. And it's not just annoying, but it just adds to the thing I was saying last week, that Mark is like after Heller's job, so he's basically going to discredit him. But I had that in the other review, but Mark is after Heller's job. He wants Heller's job. He's going to discredit him in any way possible. He basically is trying to get Audrey to talk her father out of humiliating himself in front of Parliament. Humiliating. So when Audrey leaves because she's pissed off at him, Mark forges the signature. So Simone Al-Harazi, daughter of Margot Al-Harazi, this is what Chloe learns. Radicalized, Margot Al-Harazi radicalized after marrying a man in Al-Qaeda. She's got 2 children, and President Heller authorized an attack in Cairo that almost killed her, and I think killed the husband. So Simone comes into the house, comes with Margot. She basically mentions about somebody, Jack, tracking him. She doesn't say Jack's name. She hands Margot the case, and she gets a welcome home hug. But Margot's eyes are open, meaning Margot doesn't trust her. So basically, Simone's days are probably numbered, daughter or not. So someone's in this room when they go inside. It must be the brother, and it becomes this family affair. It's some sort of hard drive that they hand over to the brother. Simone's in love with this Iraqi man named Naveed. He's her husband, but he's a little grossed out because Simone had to sleep with Yates in order to do what she had to do and get this case and make sure he did everything he was supposed to. And Margot reveals that to Naveed, she had to do the same thing, so it's not a big deal. Let it go, basically. She's like, we're fighting a war. Let her do her wifely duties. In other words, just have sex with her and go on with it. So Jack and Chloe come in to Chloe's little hacking spot. They had to dump their cell phones. The device that Margot Al-Harazi now has in her possession is the overriding device to take control of these drones. One of them has like hellfire missiles that basically bring upon the end of the world. That's what Yates was talking about in the episode 2. He was talking about that. So, the whole Greenland thing, yeah. So Jack needs to provide proof that the device exists, and the proof is basically in Tanner, because Tanner was talking about that somebody, something took control of his controls of the drone and attacked them, and he doesn't know how, and nobody believes him. So Chloe needs help, basically. And Adrian and everyone else at the little hacking place, they all decide, we're going to help out. So basically, Bashir doesn't care what they do to him. He's not going to run his mouth. This is Bashir in the car with Kate, and Ritter. So Kate drives him all the way to this place with these rival drug members, because he's a part of this little drug thing that protected Yates as Yates was doing his little work. So she basically wants this information and is willing to give him over to these people. They can kill him, do whatever. She doesn't care. He reveals that Yates needed protection for what he was working on. He was talking about some guy named Tanner. They look up Tanner, find out that Tanner, like I said before, Tanner was framed. So, Simone is being treated for that cut that she cut herself deep. No anesthesia, so Margot's basically sewing her cold turkey, if you call it, sewing her dry, whatever. So Margot's inquiring about this American who followed her, basically saying that Simone was careless. There's no room for a margin of error. There just should be no margin of error. If you think you're safe, remind yourself you're not. And I'm just like, wow, stitches and no painkiller? God, I said, Simone, your days are numbered. Yvonne and Ritter are learning about Chris Tanner, and they're, like I said, he was framed. Ritter and she's like, what are we? She said something had to happen. She was like, because they don't have any proof that this kid was framed. So she's like, something had to happen, but what are we not seeing? What am I not seeing? So Ritter calls her sharp, and then he kind of gives her a little dig, if you call it a dig, and says, you know what? How did you miss what your husband was doing, but you could see all this? Like, dude, that was uncalled for. It's a good question, but that was kind of uncalled for just a little bit. We're just kind of a butt sometimes. So Bauer conspired with Tanner. Suppose this is the story that they're trying to pull, which I think is crap. We all know that that's crap. It doesn't even sound like anything Jack Bauer would do to attack London. No. So Navarro wants to get Jack, basically. That's what Kate says. And Ritter's, like, surprised. Maybe there's something going on with Navarro and Kate. Went on. I don't know. So Audrey's talking to her father. She said that Mark's concerned about him going in front of the MPs in Parliament. And it'll kill his chance at becoming president again. Like Mark really cares. Mark doesn't care. Mark wants to become now presidente. He could give a crap less if he screws himself. Oh, well. So basically, Heller tells her, listen, I'm not going home unless this treaty is done. So that conversation is squashed. So he asks about how the marriage is going between Audrey and Mark. And Audrey says, oh, everything is fine. Everything is not fine. And wait till she finds out that Jack is alive. That's going to screw up the dynamic big time. So Jack is going to sneak into the embassy. This camera sees Jack, and these hackers are going to, like, create this fake file, this fake ID thing for him. So all of a sudden, Adrian Cross, his days, he's another character, your days are numbered, decides to double-cross Jack and flag him. So, but the thing is, he wants to get him arrested basically as revenge. Chloe doesn't know what's going on. So Naveed is getting pissy drunk. He's upset at Michonne. Thinking of Michonne from Walking Dead. Simone he will not let her touch him. He is getting cold feet about this mission. He's having nightmares. Simone started talking about how killing, I guess, Yates was nothing to her and it won't be anything to him. Then they start having sex. But the creepiest part of that scene had to be when the mother, a.k.a. Catelyn Stark, was like watching from a camera above. I'm like, is this a game? Like, are you getting off of this? I'm like, oh, that's creepy. So the president and the crew pull into the embassy. Everything is basically making the parliament members shaky. This is what the prime minister is telling him. Like, this is not a good idea. Do not stand up in front of parliament. He doesn't listen. And as he's about to make his address, these people start heckling him, and he's just stuck there. He has to just take it all in. Hopefully by the next episode he can salvage himself, because that's sad. Like, President Palmer used to talk his way out of stuff. That was sad. So Ritter and Kate are at the embassy. Jack realizes that these credentials that he has, when they take it all into the little house thingy, and they realize it's being flagged, Jack knows the ID's not working. Chloe tells him to leave. Jack takes off, tosses his bag, tosses his coat, takes down this cop, grabs his gun, wraps the coat around his arm, shoots 2 people in the leg, starts saying somebody's shooting. It's mass chaos. And the next thing you know, Ritter and Kate see him. They're chasing after him, and Jack is in the building. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Again, I apologize for my first review. My phone is being a butt. It does that from time to time. I might go back and redo that review for you guys just so you know my feelings on it. But 3 characters who are not going to make it through this season: Simone Alharazi, Naveed, Adrian Cross. Heller may die during this too, and Mark Boudreaux is like, he may kill Heller. I'm just saying from this point on, these are my thoughts, but he might kill Heller just on GP. Crazy. But anyway, this is a really good episode. So glad my Jack is back. Happy lady. So if you haven't watched this episode, definitely check it out, and make sure to watch on Fridays at 9 p.m. and watch the repeat, because it's going to be really good. They may move it to Saturdays, though, but check your local listings. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Check my link. Check me out at Sage Valentine on Twitter. Check out my link for my previous review. It's short and sweet. Not my fault, but, yeah. Check out my other reviews, and the next time I'll be on here, I'll probably be doing a review for Survivor, and I might tell you about the events I went to this week and just catch you guys up. So, thank you, guys. I love you all. Rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about this episode, and give me your POV on these episodes. Like, what is going on with, what's going on with Heller? Do you think he has Alzheimer's or dementia? And who's going to die this season? I want your thoughts on this. I love you guys. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye.